Game day for our show. Stanley Cup Final resumes in Sunrise. Florida Panthers, Edmonton Oilers, both looking for a 2-1 lead. Pivotal Game 3, if I do say so myself. In a few minutes also, Chris Pronger will be joining us. Hall of Famer, Stanley Cup champion, Olympic gold medalist, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible game Friday night. I got to tell you guys, this is as good as hockey gets. I know we complained about how long it's taken for them to get to play the games and the gaps are too big and whatever else. We got the right teams in the final. It's great.
It did not sneak up on us. They were just two freight trains heading towards each other. There's no doubt that over the course of many, many years now, we've made the argument that the best hockey's in the first round, and it kind of just dies down towards a Stanley Cup final. But regardless of what the regular season standings told us, these two are the two best teams in the Stanley Cup final. And no questions asked. There's no what if here, what if there, Vegas, Colorado, Winnipeg. No. Two best teams, deservedly so.
Yeah.
In it.
And you know what else I think helps is that Oilers have played some short series, right? They not really beat themselves up along the way. And Florida, too. Florida played Carolina, too, a fairly short series. First round was a short series. What was the second one again? But anyway, they've had short series. So I think you've got a fresher version of the best team.
Two conference finals. I'm sure the bean counters weren't too happy about this, either at the league head office or the Players Association. Or whatever. But 5 games. Yeah. 5 games for each club in the conference final gave them plenty of time to get ready again to go head-to-head.
And now you got the juice, so the Connor McDavid play he makes on the power play to Draisaitl on the back door.
With the toe drag and the shift and the...
Yeah. I've heard individual stories from people about what they did or saw. I called my kid, was up in his room reading before bed, and I called him downstairs to come watch it. My buddy said he called his wife downstairs to come watch it. It just was such a perfect embodiment of all the things this guy can do. Yeah. The edge work and the vision and the puck and the hands. Lord. Oh, that's gross, dude. He's
done that probably 100,000 times since he's 7 years old. That.
But shouldn't do it in the Stanley Cup final.
When you do, but he can. And he should.
Yeah.
Right?
He should.
And he did.
No, I know. It's just aren't the other teams supposed to be better at it by now?
When you go to your respective rink and you actually find a skills coach and a player and players, they now practice that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
They do. It's the things that they're doing now to train and to get prepared with the stick handling is just stuff we would have said, well, that's never going to happen in a game. So why am I wasting my time on it?
The thing with
but they
McDavid,
do it now.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys, if you took a bunch of kids, a bunch of 12-year-old AAA kids, and said, "Okay, you're going to make this cut, you're going to pull it back," they can do it. They can do it. But the ability to set people up at the speed of the game and put them in those spots and still see what's happening as you're doing it.
That's why he's the best in the world.
That's why he's the best.
That's why he's the best to ever step foot on the ice. He is.
He is.
You can say more accomplished. And I sent out a tweet saying he's the greatest hockey player ever, and everyone's like, "Oh, Lemieux." They're all more accomplished. Yeah. They're all unbelievable hockey players.
Yeah.
But nobody that has ever stepped on the ice has looked like he has looked.
And maybe we'll say that about every generation's best player going forward.
Did we ever say that about Sid?
No, probably not.
Did we ever say that about Ovi? Did we ever say that about I don't know?
Connor's the best player to ever.
Ovi scoring goals, yes. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he shoots it in the net.
Yeah,
he shoots it in the net.
Shooting it in the net, he's the best ever.
Yes. But
no question.
There are very few, like you mentioned, call somebody into the room moments.
Yeah.
But that play legitimately took my breath away. I audibly gasped by myself sitting on my couch alone.
I put my both hands behind my head
no way. Barkov and Ekblad too. They're no good.
Barkov and Ekblad.
But
what?
But he knows that all of that, all those accolades of being the best and whatever the best means to you doesn't mean anything if it doesn't come with a championship.
And guess what? I don't know if we know this or not, but Florida Panthers won that hockey game. So
right.
Yeah.
One more thing on that before we get to the actual
and
game.
a 37-year-old guy who's 5'10" was probably the best player on the ice in that game, other than McDavid.
The last thing on the McDavid thing is he's always skating, even in the offensive zone. And earlier on that same shift, he's trying to attack in and get in and do something like that, but it's not there, so he bails on it, kicks it out. But it's the skating, it's the attacking that, to me, allows you to set people up. And here's what Sammy's talking about. Bradley.
Could you have more respect for a guy than you have for Brad Marchand right now? I can't believe it. I can't believe how much I like him. He's scoring goals against the Canadian team, playing for the Panthers.
That's because you do have blue and white colored glasses. No.
He's got future Leafitis.
Once the Leafs are out of your equation,
you're gonna hate him.
Now you're valuing what he's really done all along for the Boston Bruins too.
But I think it's just more about growing up and kind of realizing how incredible a career he's had. Like, I mean,
you're growing up.
Yeah, earlier I just was like, I could never ever like that guy. And then you see him put on the Canada jersey, and he's affable, and him burying Biz all the time. He's hilarious. Like, he's an incredibly likable guy, and he was dynamite in that hockey game on Friday night. Dynamite,
too good.
Shorty.
And I think he's got a couple of good more years in him. He doesn't look like he's ready to slow down anytime soon, despite knocking on the door of 40 in a few years.
He's going to make a couple bucks this summer, Kipper. We have our man.
All right, let's welcome him in. Chris Pronger, Hockey Hall of Famer, two-time gold medalist, and of course, Stanley Cup champion. Prongs, man, you've been on the circuit. We're like Sammy's last 3 weeks, man. It's like, find prongs. We need prongs bad here. How's it going?
I'm great. You guys don't need me. You got it all covered.
No.
I've been listening.
No. So, no real surprise for you how good the hockey's been. And am I fair to say that these teams are so good, they're so close that either one of them could be easily up 2-0 or easily down 2-0?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the one thing about the two games that I wouldn't like if I'm Edmonton is the fact that they've had to come back in both. As we saw, I think Florida was 31-0 when leading after two, which is pretty good stat. And now they're 31-1-1, I guess you could say. They lost the lead and then won in double overtime. But interesting how Edmonton seems to always be able to find a goal when they need it. But I don't know if they want to keep tempting fate that often with a Florida Panthers team that has had success, understands what it takes to win, and ultimately will lock down games when they absolutely need to.
Do you think Sam McKee, and I'll say myself too, because I joined in on that, are way off base when making the Connor McDavid comments? I believe he said best player to ever wear skates. Is he worthy of those superlatives at this point?
He's getting there.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's quite attained that status, but he certainly has the package. He's got everything that it takes to become that type of player. I think